Welcome to HM Ranchlands. I'm Cody.
I'm Jordan. We're here just outside Sierra Blanca in Hudspeth County on Sunset Ranches. 20-acre spot. Really impressed us on the drive in.
Yeah, it was a nice drive in. We didn't have really any trouble getting here. One of the roads that accesses the property is, pretty easily drivable with just a little bit of clearance on your vehicle. The second one, not so much. It could get a little rougher as you drive on that one.
Yeah, so multiple ways to access the property. Like Cody said, one's a little easier than the other, so you get to choose your own adventure on the level of difficulty. If you want to put your Jeep to the test, or if you just want to easy cruise into the south side of the property.
The easier access is on the north side of the property at the northeast corner. You drive in from the east side of the property, and then the second access point is all along the southern border of the property.
Mm-hmm. I guess if we start from the top, Sierra Blanca is a fairly small town in Hudspeth County right off of I-10. So coming from Fort Stockton was about a 2.5-hour drive west. I would think a similar drive south from El Paso to get to Sierra Blanca, and then probably, how long do you think from Sierra Blanca to get to the actual property? 15 minutes?
No, I would say
20?
more like, yeah.
About 20 minutes to get to the property from Sierra Blanca, depending on if you get turned around.
Right, yeah, I think, yeah. If you were to go directly out to the property, maybe around 20 minutes.
As you can see from our footage here, you have a great view of the actual Sierra Blanca. And right behind us here, we have Eagle Peak, giving us great views. If you go even closer to the road, you have an even broader panoramic view of all the arroyos. You can't really see the Guadalupe Mountains from this property because there is an arroyo blocking the view from there, but all the drive-in, you can kind of spot it, which is kind of cool considering how far away it is.
So driving in, actually, we encountered a group of mule deer.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Crossing the road, which is nice to see, that there is wildlife out here.
Yeah, we've been out to Big Bend and have sold a lot of property on Terlingua Ranch over the last few years, and I've never seen a mule deer out there. I've seen their tracks, but the fact that the first moment we're on this ranch already, there's a herd of deer. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. Also saw a few quail running down the road as well as we came in to the property. So we know there's wildlife out here. There's some game to hunt.
Yeah, you're allowed to hunt on your property, and 20 acres would be plenty considering there's lots of vegetation and wildlife in the area. I think you'd have success. This particular spot's pretty private. The closest neighbor is the neighbor to the northeast, a few properties over. We met him earlier while we were exploring. He seemed like a really nice guy, Dan. And it's nice to be private, but also nice to have a neighbor nearby in case you need help or even need to borrow something.
Right, maybe a tool or a shovel or something that you forgot to bring all the way out here. It'd be nice to be able to knock on their door and they're friendly.
Yeah. The corner pins have already been set by Sunset Ranches. We'll have to take a look and see if there is a survey available. If there is, we'll have to pull it off the public records.
Yeah, and if not, since they're already located, we located them out here while we were walking the property. It would be no problem to get a survey done.
Yeah, with the pins already present.
Right, yeah, they just have to come out and pick them up with their GIS.
Yeah, I think what stands out about this property is there is a good mix of clear open area where we have set up camp for the night, and also a bunch of vegetation, which is great for attracting wildlife. There's also a nice difference between flat areas and some elevation, so it's not completely flat. There's lots of grasses, lots of ocotillo, lots of yucca. I would think that this property would be great for somebody that wants to set up a campsite for their family and have like general recreation or hunting activities. But also, if you wanted to set up a primary residence, that's exactly what the neighbor to the north has done and is working on. So it's a great place to start a homestead. There's no electricity.
Yeah, there's no utilities currently, but the roads, like we said, they're maintained annually by the Sunset Ranch. So.
Just surprised to learn. That's really great. That explains why the roads were in such great shape when we came in for the first time.
And I don't believe there's any sort of POA fees that you have to pay each year to have that those roads maintained. So that is definitely nice.
Know that there are some bylaws protecting people from dumping trash and leaving abandoned vehicles. So if you're looking for a dump site, maybe not the best site.
Yeah.
But that makes it great for all the neighbors. You know, nobody wants to live next to a dump site.
Yeah,
So
trash heap.
you don't have to worry about your neighbor deciding to offload a bunch of junk.
You think?
Oh, I know what I want to mention. The fact that I have service out here is
Oh, yeah.
crazy. I'm getting 4G, 5G the whole time we've been on the ranch, which I guess you could, you know, see as a negative. I know some people want to
Get away from their emails.
yeah, exactly. But guess what? There is a such thing as airplane mode if you don't need it. But it's nice to have service out here in case you need to contact the outside world or look up some information.
Maybe you just want to camp out under the stars and watch a Netflix movie.
Yeah, for real. We built a fire ring for y'all free of charge. Cody did most of the work.
This would definitely be a good place if you have, you know, a quad or a dirt bike.
Yeah.
Since they have all those maintained roads, you know, you could cruise around on those.
Yeah, the neighbors were riding around in a go-kart and I was getting kind of jealous. It looked like fun. This
Yeah.
area of West Texas is known for its dark night skies. If you've been living in an urban environment your whole life, it's really hard to convince someone or explain to them just how bright the stars are on a new moon with, especially in the summer with the Milky Way core visible. It's really something else.
Yeah, maybe if, you know, the night's clear enough, we can take some shots and we'll
Yeah.
post them on this video.
Yeah, I brought a 50 mil 1.8 aperture lens that should do the trick.
Nerd alert.
I think that this place stands out to me compared to Terlingua Ranch, just that there are less people here, you know, so I think that
Yeah,
it's a
definitely
little more private.
Yeah, not nearly as built up. You know, obviously Terlingua is still very desolate area,
Yeah,
but
pretty remote.
there's definitely more buildings and structures on a lot of the properties as opposed to here where, you know, we saw maybe a handful of
Right.
properties with buildings on them.
Yeah.
It's probably decent soil to where if you did want to be out here, you know, as a home base or whatever, you could possibly grow some
Yeah.
vegetation. The issue there would just be your water resource.
Right.
But, you know, it's not, it looks like soil that would be possibly good for growing.
Yeah, and there's lots of pecan orchards on the way here, even
Yeah.
though you might be surprised to see in a couple farms, but they're well irrigated, but it's definitely possible.
You
That's what
also,
want to do.
so, you know, you're out here in Sierra Blanca. There's Balmorhea State Park about halfway between Sierra Blanca and Fort Stockton. That's a pretty cool destination. If you wanted to go cool off or whatever,
Yeah.
you know, they have camping out there. And they also have, you know, the spring-fed pool.
I guess the last thing would be, even though there's no power and utilities, these days you can get a Starlink hookup, which is awesome. I can imagine getting a nice solar setup, having high-speed internet, working a remote job from a place like this would be pretty cool.
Legit, yeah.
Overall, this is the first property we've had on Sunset Ranches, and I've been really impressed. I think that we're going to have to find some more properties like this.
Yeah, for sure.
If you'd like to contact us, feel free to leave a comment below in this video or reach out to us at hello@hmranchlands.com. We'll get back to you right away. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us.
Thanks for watching.